The book of Exodus begins with the descendants of Jacob, the Israelites, living in Egypt. Their numbers have grown, and the new Pharaoh, fearing their strength, enslaves them with bitter labor. To curb their population, he issues a cruel decree. Every newborn Hebrew son must be thrown into the Nile, but one mother defies the order. Placing her baby in a basket among the reeds, he is found by Pharaoh's own daughter, who names him Moses. Raised in the Egyptian court, Moses' destiny is forever changed when he kills an Egyptian taskmaster. He flees to Midian, where God speaks to him from a burning bush, commanding him to return to Egypt and lead his people to a promised land. With his brother Aaron, Moses confronts Pharaoh, demanding he let the Israelites go. Pharaoh refuses, and God unleashes 10 devastating plagues upon Egypt. The Nile turns to blood, plagues of insects, boils, and hail descend. The final, most terrible plague is the death of every firstborn son. This event, the Passover, finally breaks Pharaoh's will. The Israelites depart in haste, but Pharaoh pursues them to the Red Sea. Trapped, Moses stretches his staff over the water, and God parts the sea. The Israelites cross on dry land, and the waters crash down upon the pursuing Egyptian army. Free at last, the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness to Mount Sinai. There, mid thunder and lightning, God gives Moses the 10 Commandments and a set of laws to govern the new nation, establishing a covenant with his people. While Moses is on the mountain, the people grow in. Mount Sinai is shrouded in clouds. Israelites, restless at the foot of the mountain, forge a golden calf and begin to worship it. On the mountain, Moses speaks with God, who expresses his anger at the people's betrayal. God threatens to destroy them. Moses pleads with God, reminding him of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He begs for mercy on behalf of the Israelites. God relents, agreeing to spare the people. Moses, emboldened, asks to see God's glory. God instructs Moses to stand in the cleft of a rock. As God's glory passes by, the mountain trembles, and a brilliant light fills the screen. Moses shields his eyes, only able to glimpse the aftermath of the divine presence. Moses descends the mountain, his face glowing with a divine light, carrying the renewed covenant for his people. They could no longer behold the face of Moses because of the encounter he had with God. Hence, he used a veil to cover his face. On the heights of Mount Sinai, amidst thunder and lightning, God gave Moses a divine blueprint. "Have them make a sanctuary for me," the Lord commanded, "so that I may dwell among them." These were the instructions for the tabernacle, a sacred tent of meeting. Moses descended the mountain and gathered the Israelites, relaying God's command. He asked for a willing offering from the people to build this holy place. Their hearts were stirred, and a wave of generosity swept through the camp. They brought gold, silver, and bronze, fine linen in blue, purple, and scarlet, acacia wood, precious stones, and fragrant oils. So abundant were their gifts that Moses had to command them to stop giving. With the materials gathered, the work began. But who could undertake such a holy and intricate task? Then the Lord spoke to Moses. "See, I have called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, of the tribe of Judah." He was not a warrior or a prophet, but an artisan. And God declared, "I have filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom and in understanding, and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship." Bezalel was divinely gifted to design artistic works, to work in gold, silver, and bronze, to cut and set stones, and to carve wood. He was chosen to be the master craftsman, to oversee the creation of the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred furniture, and the priest's holy garments. He was not just a builder, he was an instrument of divine creativity, turning earthly materials into a glimpse of heavenly glory. This is the story of how a man's skill, touched by God, became a legacy of faith and artistry. Skilled artisans, filled with the Spirit of God, meticulously followed every detail of the divine plan. They crafted the Ark of the Covenant from acacia wood, overlaid with pure gold, and fashioned the golden lampstand, the altar of incense, and the great bronze altar for offerings. Every curtain, every loop, and every clasp was made exactly as the Lord had commanded Moses. Lambskins dyed red formed the protective outer layers, a testament to the devotion of the people. For this holy place, a sacred service was ordained. God commanded the creation of special garments for Aaron, as the high priest and his sons, for glory and for beauty. These were no ordinary clothes. They were a symbol of holiness and consecration. The most intricate piece was the ephod. Craftsmen hammered gold into thin sheets, cutting it into threads to be skillfully woven with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and fine linen. On its shoulder pieces, 2 onyx stones were mounted, each engraved with the names of the 6 tribes of Israel, a memorial before the Lord. Attached to the ephod was the breastpiece of judgment, a square pouch holding the Urim and Thummim. It was adorned with 12 precious stones, set in 4 rows, each stone representing one of the 12 tribes of Israel. When the high priest entered the holy place, he bore the names of the sons of Israel over his heart. Beneath, the high priest wore a robe of pure blue, with pomegranates and golden bells alternating along its hem, their sounds announcing his presence as he ministered. A pure white linen tunic, a sash, and a turban completed the attire. Upon the turban, a golden plate was fastened, engraved with the words, "Holy to the Lord." Thus the tabernacle was completed. And the priestly garments were made exactly as the Lord had commanded Moses, a place for divine presence, and a priesthood clothed in glory, ready to serve in the sacred space between God and his people. Moses had just finished setting everything up, anointing the priests, and offering the first sacrifices. The air was thick with anticipation. What would happen next? Then it happened. A cloud, a symbol of God's mysterious and holy presence, descended and covered the tent of meeting. This wasn't just any cloud. It was the Shekinah glory, the visible manifestation of God's presence on earth. The Bible tells us that the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle so completely that even Moses, the one who spoke with God face to face, could not enter. It was a breathtaking display of divine power and holiness, a clear sign that God had accepted their offering and would dwell among his people. But God's presence wasn't just a one-time event. It became the very guide for Israel's journey. By day, the cloud rested over the tabernacle, a comforting sign of God's constant companionship. When the cloud lifted and moved, the people knew it was time to pack up and follow. And by night, this same cloud transformed. It became a pillar of fire, a radiant beacon in the darkness, providing light, warmth, and protection. Think about the profound message here. The fire and cloud were not just a divine GPS for the Israelites. They were a constant, visible reminder that God was with them. In their moments of uncertainty, they could look up and see his presence. In the darkest nights, they had a light that never went out. It was a deeply personal and tangible relationship. This story isn't just a historical account. It's a beautiful picture of God's desire to be with us. Just as he filled the tabernacle with his glory, he desires to fill our lives with his presence. The same God who led his people with fire and cloud promises to guide us, to be our light in the darkness, and to never leave our side. His glory is not confined to a tent. It's available to all who seek him. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of worship. If this story touched you, please like and subscribe for more content that explores the depths of faith. See you next time.